Good morning. Today I'm joined by Jordan Burns from Simon Acres Group Ltd. Morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Tom. How are we?
Very good, thank you. First of all, tell me a little bit more about how you got into this industry of ours, the KBB sector.
Absolutely. Yes, I can do that. First and foremost, thanks very much for having us to you and the team, Tom, as affiliate of the month. We do appreciate it. Myself, I was when I left college, I found a sales role selling exhibition stands. Blum UK and Incinerator actually were two of our clients. Didn't know a lot about the KBB industry at the time, but a bit of free publicity for those guys there. So I spent 6 years selling exhibition stands, and it then became apparent to me that supply chain and selling a product came with its own problems. So I thought I might have a go at selling a service. I fancy something a bit different. I'd given a good amount of time to that particular industry, so I thought I wanted to do something a bit different. And I met Simon by chance actually. So Simon, when he's not busy running this business and all of the other stuff that he gets involved in, is a private landlord. And he was the landlord for a very close friend of mine, and I found out that they were recruiting. They were looking to expand the business, and I was introduced to Simon that way. Came and joined the Simon Acres Group in November of 2019 as part of the recruitment team, focusing mainly on new business. That was my background. They were rapidly expanding the recruitment offering at the time. And then when we opened the services division about 18 months ago, I took a step across and I'm now heading up that team.
Good stuff. And you've long been a supporter of the BMA, both yourself and Simon. Most recently as the gold sponsor for our annual conference at Carden Park on the 6th and 7th of June. What are you hoping to get out of the event, Jordan?
Good question. So first and foremost, I think that there are a few reasons that we support the BMA in the way that we do. The first, we share immensely in your passion for sustainability. It's obviously very high on the agenda at all times for the BMA, and it's something that we look at very closely as well. But from a commercial standpoint, what better networking opportunity than a BMA event? One thing that I've noticed in my short time in the KBB industry is how well the bathroom guys really look after each other. It's a room full of people that are all running their own businesses and very often similar businesses, but it feels like a room full of friendships, sharing ideas, kind of bouncing ideas off each other. And that's a really good opportunity for us to be amongst people who want to talk about where the industry's going, things that aren't working, things that we could be doing better. In the 4 or 5 BMA events that I've been to, I've always come away with some fresh ideas.
Yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic in our sector, isn't it? Because the both companies are both fiercely competitive with one another, but also able to get on and where it's appropriate to collaborate. So there's lots of exciting changes going on at Simon Acres Group, isn't there? Just tell us a bit about what you're doing at the moment and things that are new.
Yeah, so there's always something going on for anyone watching that knows Simon personally. Very fiercely driven individual, and like you say, as it stands at the moment, one of the things that we're most excited about is we have expanded our recruitment division. Recruitment being the key pillar of the business, or one of the key pillars of the business, we have stepped into building and construction recruitment. So we launched the division on the 2nd or 3rd day of the KBB show. We've now got a team of 4 headed up by Jake Maycock, who we brought on earlier in the year, who's got a strong background in recruitment. So what we're going to be doing there is, with our natural ties to builders merchants in particular, who commonly have kitchen and bathroom showrooms, we found ourselves at a lot of events similar to your events, Tom, where we were surrounded by individuals from aggregate companies, roofing companies, developers, you know, all of these construction companies of various kind of walks of business. So we're really excited about that. So we've got the Simon Acres recruitment team and the KBB recruitment side of things going on here. We've now got a separate division handling building and construction recruitment. So that's one of our key projects for this year.
Excellent. And I mean, you're clearly addressing some of the challenges around skills shortages. We've already had a chat earlier on today about the skill shortages within the installer side of the KBB industry. What are you kind of seeing? What are both the risks and the potential solutions to dealing with this issue?
Yeah, so naturally, the way that a recruitment agency should operate is that we have this database of individuals, and our job as salespeople is to talk to businesses and say, you know, come and work with us and have a look at the candidates that we have to offer. Well, actually, that's been totally flipped upside down at the moment, and what we've got is very much the phone ringing. We need people, and the skill now is going and locating those individuals, and no more so than, like you say, Tom, the fitter and installer market. I think anybody listening, of your listeners, will know that's key at the moment. What we are exploring, working with organisations like the BIK BBI, is other ways of just simply taking a fitter or whatever it may be from one company and dropping them in another KBB business. There's got to be ways that we can get talented people with similar skill sets from other industries. So we've been looking at the apprenticeship route, the education route, and now obviously in conversation with yourself this morning, Tom, there might be a way that we could explore some other angles of different walks of life, where people have been trained in technical and practical skill sets that we may be able to convert into being able to fit kitchens and bathrooms.
It's going to take a slightly different tack now, Jordan. Last time we spoke, you were interviewing me on the resolution chair.
Yes.
At the KBB. Tell our viewers a little bit about the resolution chair, just because they won't know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. So there's a young chap, a young furniture designer called Joseph Boubier, a brilliant young guy who's very, very talented on the product design front. So Simon, by chance, bumped into Joe at a furniture makers company exhibition a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, and he was on his stand on his own, about 19 years old, with a very unusual looking piece of furniture that he calls the conflict resolution chair. So when Joseph was 18 years old, he travelled to Palestine to teach skateboarding, which is yeah, like you do. Yeah, you know, didn't we all do a bit of that? So well, Joe was still at university at the time, and travelled over there, passion for skateboarding, and while he was there, did a lot of very topical study on Palestine, Israel, and the conflict that was taking place. And when he came back, he wanted to put his study into a practical piece of furniture. So he designed and manufactured a prototype of the conflict resolution chair. And the idea is that the chair only works when two people are sat on it in harmony. If one person gets off, the chair lopsides and it doesn't work as a piece of furniture. So we adopted that and thought, can we put a commercial standpoint on that? Is there a way that we can work together? So we thought, we work with a lot of showrooms. We work with a lot of kitchen and bathroom showrooms, and naturally what happens in those showrooms is the couple go in and they can't make their mind up on the color of the tap, or, you know, the worktops for a kitchen kind of thing. So we thought, well, let's put this chair in a showroom, and it's then the job of the bathroom sales designer to say, go and sit yourselves down on that, and you're not coming off until you've made your mind up. And you know, it's gimmicky, but it's worked really well. And we did it with the initial interest, and still very much do, of just supporting a really great young guy on his journey into the industry. But our clients have really taken it on, and without any doubt, at KBB 2022. It's why we had so many people on our stand. It is an odd looking thing, and I'm happy to share some and people are kind of see them as they're walking past, and just getting people to come in and sit on it, have their photo taken, and it's now, I'm happy to say, in quite a lot of showrooms up and down the country.
Yeah, it's a very striking design. So anyone watching this video should definitely kind of open another tab and Google it. It's a very interesting piece of furniture, as you say. I've been watching a lot of Simon's videos on LinkedIn recently. He's been putting some good stuff on there around work-life balance and kind of finding your centre. What do you do outside of work, Jordan? Because I hear you're a bit of a dab hand on the decks.
Yeah, well, yeah, or was, maybe. It was when I was about 18, 19. I used to love a festival or two, and I used to look up and think, God, I fancy a bit of that. You know, I do fancy a bit of that. So I made quite a significant investment. Didn't tell my parents about it at the time, but I bought some decks on finance, and they turned up. And I remember unpackaging them in my bedroom at about 19 years old, and my mum going, God, these look like they cost a few quid. Are they quite? I said, no, second hand. No, I said, they're about 40 quid's worth of stuff here as I'm unpackaging, you know, all of this crazy equipment that I didn't know anything about. And I self-taught, but I say self-taught, I had YouTube videos and just sat for hours in headphones with silent mode on, so it's only playing through the headphones at 3 in the morning. And I did teach myself how to DJ. It is a passion. It's something that I still do from time to time at the weekend. My best one, I played in front of 250 people once, and I've got to tell you, Tom, I've stepped into board meetings with Simon Acres, but standing in front of 250 people about to play an opening set is absolutely terrifying. So it's something that I don't do as much as I used to. I did a wedding once. That was absolutely terrifying as well, especially when the bride said to me about an hour before the wedding started, you are aware that you're doing my walking in music as well, aren't you? I said, sorry, what? I'm quite happy to play a bit of ABBA to people after they've had a glass of Chardonnay, but you're walking down the aisle music. So one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done. But yeah, that's a major hobby outside of work. I'm also a Newcastle United fan for my sins, which is, you know, really hard work, really difficult for someone in their late 20s that's never seen any success from their club at all. That causes me a lot of stress outside of work.
So just thinking about the DJing, you're going to be making an appearance at the after party at the BMA conference.
Want me there, Tom? I am there.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Just make sure you fed people a couple of glasses first, because I can't promise it's going to be anything special.
Jordan, thanks very much for your time. Good to catch up with you as always.
Really good to see you, Tom. Thanks very much. Looking forward to the conference.